Titan's Return Brainstorm is a Walgreens exclusive as far as I can tell. The figure shows a good representation of the smart Alex scientist. He has a face sculpt that is similar to that of the IDW comics and is very well painted. His main colors are green, white, and gray with some decal painting that looks similar to his G1 figure. If this figure looks familiar to you, that is most likely because he is a retool of Titan's Return Blur. I would show you that, but I lost mine sadly, and I hate it because Blur is my favorite Cybertronian. Something very confusing with this figure is that his shield is cast in gray plastic but painted green. The reason this is odd is because his toes are cast in gray but plastic but painted green. Sorry, brain malfunction there. His toes are casted in green plastic but painted gray. And the only reason I was able to tell for that one is because there's paint chipping on mine. I think you can see right there. It's right here where my middle finger is. Anyway, as for articulation, since we might as well go into that, the head is on a ball joint, the standard Titan Master ball joint. Shoulders move up and down, forward and back. He has a bend at the elbow and a swivel at the elbow, swivel at the wrist, swivel at the waist. Hips go up and down, forward and back with a very good range. He has a knee bend and a thigh swivel. That is all you get for articulation, and to me, I think it's a little bit too much for this kind of character. Because for me, the character of Brainstorm that I grew up with, he wasn't very... I never really thought of Brainstorm as an acrobatic type guy. So to me, it's not very fitting that he has a lot of articulation. Don't get me wrong, it's very good articulation. It just doesn't really fit the character in my opinion. One thing I have to clarify though is that the Titan Master gimmick does not work very well for him, and this is a common issue with the whole line where the Titan Master doesn't work. If you insert it right, like as you can see right here where the hole is facing forward, his head is a little wobbly, and it's very tight on mine. It used to be... You know, they say when you show this stuff on camera, it's gonna make you look like a liar, and they're right, it is. As for accessories, Brainstorm comes with Blur's blaster, which is cast in green plastic. I think it's okay looking, but nah. I would have much rather preferred his shield right here with the G1 gun sculpted in. I would have much rather preferred those blasters be removable, because to me these look more like some Brainstorm would use. But that is because I'm a little biased towards G1 Brainstorm's figure. Because even though I never had that figure, I loved it. It looked awesome. I never heard much bad about it, so I can't really say for sure that I loved it. Anyway, my main problem though with the figure, the robot mode at least, is it's mainly just this whole, I don't like this Titan Master gimmick. I would have much rather preferred like a much more updated version to the G1 Headmaster thing. Oh, but I will say this though, if you do have him with his head like this, then it makes the head much more solid. Much more solid. Anyway, one thing that I have to clarify is this. There are two main stories to the Headmaster series. In the American version of Transformers Headmasters, the characters themselves are the actual head while the bodies are just there. In the Japanese version, the Headmasters are actually Cybertronians that are unable to fully develop to possess alt modes and had to make these bodies in order to survive due to their planet having harsh conditions. The bodies are the actual characters while the Headmasters are different characters. Brainstorm has Tesla, Chrome Dome has Styler, Highbrow has Zort, and Hardhead has Furos. If I get anything wrong, please let me know, as I am only basing this off what I've read online, and the Headmaster's names are from the Titan's Return line. And I'm also basing this off of what my friends have told me. The main reason I'm bringing this up is because I will be referring to the American version, as I like the idea of the characters themselves being the Headmasters. Anyway, Brainstorm's an exact repaint of Blur, just with a different face and different molded shoulder pads. Like I said, it's an okay robot mode. It's just, it doesn't really feel like Brainstorm to me. Now, the sleek body is, the aesthetics are perfect. They really feel like Brainstorm to me. I'd even argue that they fit Brainstorm more than Blur. And for those wondering, I do really like the fact that this is also used for the Nautica mold. I don't know why anyone would hate that mold. I know there's one guy that I know who hates it, and well, not really hates it. I don't think he does. He just doesn't like it. And I'm not going to say his name unless he wants me to, but I don't think he would contact a low guy like me. But, I really like the idea of this being also used for some fembots, because it has the femininity, I guess is what Jobby says. I'm not going to do the swivel gag. That was just a joke that I did in the Gem Sniper 2 review. Or maybe it wasn't Gem Sniper 2. It was either Gem Sniper 2 or the High Grade Lightning Gundam. Point is, I did it in those two videos, but I did it in both of them, and I have left it ever since. I'm never doing that again. Those were just some things that I was doing because I didn't know what to do for the format of the videos. Anyway, we're getting off track here. So, to transform him, we're going to do this. Since, if you know Transformers, you know that it's not just a robot. You take this off, you take this off, you take that, and then you have this left, and there you go. Perfect! Anyway, we'll worry about these pieces later. I'll just put them off to the side. So, what you do is this. You flip out Brainstorm's feet, then flip his toes up. We'll do it again on the same side. There's a little piece in his right leg that you flip out. Then what you do is you straighten them up, clip them together, and there you go. Now, what you do is something similar to Combiner Wars figures sometimes, where you had to basically like fold their legs over their... Well, you had to fold their bottom part over their top part. Anyway, then what you do is you rotate his arms up, flip these wings out, which, by the way, they are on indents, so it's very much appreciated for me because it makes more stability for the figure in the long run. But then what you do is you flip them down like so. And I just realized I used the waist swivel too far. Then what you do is, alright, these pieces right here, flip them over his hands. Oh, hold on. I need to flip these out for a moment, because what you do with these, this is also part of the transformation because he's technically a parts former. I'll get more into those in another video sometime. But basically you combine these two, and what you then do is you clip them onto these two tabs right here. And then the reason I do it like this is because it is a pain to get this chest piece out. So what I do is I do this. It kind of like helps it pop out, so that way I can pull it out. Then you pull the seat out, and then you clip the arms in. And now we're done. Oh, wait. Sorry, I know I sidestepped the Jobby jokes, but no, I can't help it. What you do... Oh, crap, I just accidentally did. What you do for Brainstorm, or Tess, yeah, I forgot I'm referring to them as the American version. What you do is you basically flip down his legs, and there you go. But if you do the whole turn the head around thing, then you turn it around again. And you have a robot, which is literally the exact same mold as Blur's Titan. Well, Blur's Headmaster, it's not even a different face sculpt besides this at all. What it is, it's literally the exact same mold as Hyperfire. It's not even somewhat different, it's literally just a repaint. But we'll set that down, straighten everything out here, and what we do is, oh, forgot to mention, Tesla himself has some articulation. He has a ball joint at the head, ball joints at the shoulders, and in order to get him into the alt mode, what you do is flip his arms up, put him in a seating position, and then just drop him right in. And in order to make it look a little better, I kind of fold this in, even though there's still some gaps in here. I still think it looks much better. But this is what I'm talking about. This looks like Brainstorm. The blur mold, to me, fits most Cybertronian alt modes, as it looks very nice to me no matter what. And there's not really much I can say about it off the top of my head. The vehicle does roll pretty well, and that's pretty much it. Overall, this figure's fantastic. It's basically an updated version of a G1 character, and it's very good. There's not really much I can say about it other than if you see it in a Walgreens, go get it. Just go get it. It's really good. It's just not my perfect Brainstorm. My perfect Brainstorm is yet to come, but so far you will have to do. Anyways, that's all for this week's review. Tune in next week as I go over a model kit that I've been waiting for so long that I'm so excited to be able to go over. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Have fun.